And we're back. I have wine in my
Hello.
hand, and we're here to finish the episode because Jules can't power his fucking laptop.
And owned. Hold on. Count power. Never mind.
No. By all means, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Neither one of his chargers wanted to work.
Yeah, I love it. Just right. Technical.
It's just the beginning, y'all.
I was gonna
It's
label
okay
it
though.
technical difficulties. These bitches
We're
just
gonna
straight up
boost
call
it
me
up
out for being
now that
irresponsible.
We're gonna have to get
But it's okay because they're working. They
some
work.
new things. We're working through the motions.
We're learning.
Yeah, well, no, I mean this computer was charged, and then like I used it for a week without charging, so I could
Hey, but it's okay.
Like I said, I was about to be like, we had some technical issues, folks. Thank you so much for dealing with us. And these bitches are like, this bitch is just straight up irresponsible. He doesn't charge us shit. So we're back from the pause. As you know.
So we just didn't expect to yap so
we got
long.
our life together, and we were in the middle of that fuck that shit moment. The FTS moment of the week for me this week would have to be, all right, I don't have anything against people who have bariatric surgery. That's your choice to do such a risky procedure. The bariatric surgery where, the lap band, or where they cut your stomach in half so you don't eat. I mean, medically, it's very risky, and doctors try to talk you out of that and say you should not do this.
Why do people do it?
Because they're 800 pounds and they want to lose weight and they can't, and they're about, their health is at risk, so they do this. But it's a bigger risk to cut your stomach in half, or cut a piece of your stomach out, and there's just it's very risky, and it also creates a permanent problem for your eating habits. You will no longer be able to eat an entire meal.
Yeah.
You cannot. You have to have two or three bites, and that's it. Okay, so they can barely drink water. So why would a bariatric person walk into a Mexican restaurant where there's flour tortillas and fried foods, and so you can't eat any of that? You can't eat any of that.
You know the answer.
These people were evidently, bariatric patients. One of them couldn't even have water. The other orders like a half order of nachos, and she wants, this very specific way about it. And so I just basically imagine, like, she wants the nachos with nothing touching them. So I put everything on the side, on the side.
Build your own nachos.
Yeah, exactly. So I bring it to her with everything on the side. As she was saying, I don't want the lettuce, I don't want the tomato, I don't want the sour cream. So I was like, all right, we'll just put everything on the side. It won't even touch the nachos. And here I'm thinking I'm gonna get a pat on the head, like, good boy.
That's not what I wanted.
No, worse. She was like, I said I didn't want the lettuce. I said I didn't want this. And I'm like, oh my God, she's doing this in front of everyone. Everyone's watching the fucking Spurs game. It's just like balls to the wall busy. This chick starts tripping over the fact that there's lettuce and tomato. And I'm like, okay. Let me go get you just the guac. So I go back, and she's like, wait, no, just leave it. And I'm like, no, we're not playing this game. You're not a little kid. Just like, no, just leave it. No, you're not 5 years old. You're an adult. You said you wanted just the guac. I'll be right back with just the guac. So I go inside, and I bring her back the guac. And then she chases me back inside, and she just starts ripping off on me. She's just like, I said I didn't want I wanted my fucking jalapenos too, and this and that. And manager's like, what's the problem? I'm like, they're being so rude. We're not being fucking rude. That was the like, yeah, they're not being rude.
Nobody's cussing towards them, but they feel the need to cuss towards you.
Over some jalapenos.
That's always my biggest thing. It's like, they're being rude. I don't want to fucking look at them anymore. And you're like, when did I ever cuss at you?
Well, the situation got to the cussing and to all that point because this person cannot have a normal meal, and those people are always furious. They're very easy to set off. Most of them are already diabetic, so it's diabetic people are, they have moods.
You want some orange juice?
Yeah. Shelby was not having it. She needed some juice. I really wanted to be like, just drink your juice, Shelby. Just drink your juice.
That's why they went to the Mexican restaurant.
She's like, can I just get my jalapeno so I can get the fuck out of here?
You have juice and beans.
I'm like, Jesus, lady. Like, at that moment, I was like, fuck that shit. And I was like, please send someone else to that table. I can't go over there. I was like, I'm not. Yeah. again, they were lucky Julian was there that day because I think Jules would have probably something. I don't know why I didn't snap or go off or whatever. I guess I
We
do care
still
about my job.
level-headed.
I just
So
but also I realized like it wasn't about the guac or the this or the that. It's something else to do with them. Their life sucks and they're mad about something and they happen to come over here for some fucking nachos that they can't even eat because they had the lap band and and the reason I'm saying this is because it was very evident that this person used to be humongous and is no longer the size of a piano. So what's left is like just skin, flaps of skin everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I get it. You can't eat, you're pissed off. I would be too, but you shouldn't have done that shit. And you don't come to a place that serves.
Your stomach is this big.
Uh-huh.
You'd be pissed off too.
I would, but I wouldn't take it out on the fucking waiter because I can only have two pieces of nachos. Like, it's not my fault.
This circles back around to people being pissed off in the industry. And, if they don't get exactly what they want when they don't go out often, or they do go out and they expect a certain type of service and
They
come
do.
out and you don't provide that type of service, they are gonna be pissed. And from a old person standpoint on my end, my regulars are everywhere from 60 to 95 years old.
A 95-year-old regular. Nice.
Kudos to them.
I know, right? We were just talking while you went to go get wine, and I was like, I want to be that kind of old person when I'm old. I want to be like in the villages.
They're all fucking bitter and angry
Yeah.
that they've lived this long, and they take it out on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think my husband, who is the king of managers in the service industry, said, fuck this shit? I'm not even joking, y'all. He said, fuck this shit at 40. He woke up one day, he said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
The customer base, is very different over there. Yeah.
That's the ultimate fuck this shit, is my husband. He's the ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But period to that, because like honestly, sometimes.
Well, what's funny is you said something earlier about the Spurs game, and I was like, my fuck that shit moment of the last segment was the way that people were partying over the Spurs. And let's circle back to again.
Remember when we used to work at Zingers and it was the March Madness?
Oh God!
You remember how much money we used to make?
Yeah, that's not the fuck that shit moment involved in the Spurs celebration. It's the way that people are knocking off.
Tipping point.
Oh yeah, no, there's no tipping point. They're not. They
did money.
Yeah, their win makes no difference for us in San Antonio. The Spurs winning does not get us tipped more. It just gets people honking in the street, just honking and honking. Why do people need to honk their horn when the Spurs win?
They're celebrating.
But why do you honk the horn?
Good on them. How long has it been?
It's been, but they do it every single time, and they go like into the streets and start like acting a fool. It's just so that people don't say I'm being the fucking Debbie Downer here. As a result of these, as a result.
Real quick.
Hold on.
As a result of this behavior, there has been a brain dead teenager who was involved, and he fell off of a roof of a moving car. Who was, doing the beep 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 all down the street and bullshit. He fell off the car, and he is now brain dead.
Hey. So the San Antonio Spurs have won 5 NBA championships: 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007. 2014, and they are now eligible to win again in 2026.
Indeed.
Good for them. Celebrate accordingly, San Antonio. Celebrate accordingly. No, I'm giving the Spurs are amazing. That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
but San Antonio is acting a fool.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Julian. If I know anything about you, you're a big Mariah Carey fan. Is that correct?
We go from Spurs to Mariah. Okay, yes, I'm a huge Mariah Carey
We'll get back to it, I promise you. I
wouldn't be doing the beep, beep, beep in the streets and standing on the roof of the car or something.
If she was releasing new music,
which she just did.
she put it in, I'm going to release it one every week, a song every week. And on the day the song came out, all of her fans would go into the streets and put speakers on their cars and bring speakers.
That's too much.
And they're listening to her.
No.
You wouldn't?
No, that's too much. I wouldn't do all that. No. I follow her career very closely.
And you're winning with life here too.
But just to prove it, though, just to prove it, I've never even been to a Mariah Carey concert. And you would think, as much as I love her, I would have already made my way there.
He would sit in his apartment in his underwear, drinking a glass of JMO with a spoon of honey, and he'd be hitting every freaking note in that apartment to the point where somebody calls the cops for a wellness check because they're like, is this guy all right? Jules doesn't go to the concert. Jules is the concert. All right.
I love that she called it a wellness check. But no. If Mariah Carey was here in town, and even if she was here at my house, and this and that, I wouldn't be out there celebrating like baby. No, not to the point, like I said, that someone ends up brain dead because of the celebration. That's stupid. And again, the Spurs are the ones winning, not you. What are you doing in the streets, honking and yelling, and for what?
Belief.
What are you getting from that?
Catching buses on fire and breaking windows. Right.
This is crazy.
Finding a reason for unruly behavior and making conditions making conditions dangerous on the road. And again, like I said, what resulted from all that? Has anything good come from that? No. What has come from all that? Fights in the street. Little boy got his brain dead now because he fell off a car. A lot of break-in. A lot of shit happens when people start acting a fool. So that was, just to say I wasn't, it was for no reason when I first clowned on them. Not the Spurs, the people acting a fool in the streets over the Spurs. I'm like, it's just a basketball game. Calm down. If I was going to a Mariah Carey concert, I'd probably, get all like, oh my God, and be all excited. But with my friend at my house, not in the streets, on the, making a big, no.
I need to stop.
Why do you want to hide from the world?
I need to stop recording at my vanity because I keep looking down and finding like lip glosses and things to put on while you guys are ranting.
Well, with that, it brings us down to let's wrap this shit up. So today we came to you guys to let you know that there's a reason why there's a structuring and tipping, and it's not just about us wanting money. It is about money ultimately. Nobody works for free. And as we stated earlier, many professions, no, you can't go anywhere and do what you do in a restaurant and get free food and then walk out of a restaurant not paying for the server's time. Our point is that your tip is for the time that you take up that server's table, because that server's that server is turning about 4 to 5 tables at a time at the rate of your tip. That's the server's hourly rate. So sometimes if you want to look down on a server and you think you're better than them because you're making $20 an hour, if we flip our tables accordingly to the way the tip structure is made, we're making like 70 or 80 bucks an hour. So sorry. And it's not because we're making a killing for nothing. No, we're handling 4 or 5 different tables and 4 or 5 different, we're putting out fires in the back and fucking dealing with your shit, their shit, her shit, and people who want to leave shit and people who are arriving shit. And like Jay said earlier, 3 parties at the same time type of shit. There's
You also have the restaurants that you have to make salads. You have to do chips and salsa.
Side work. It's called side work. Yeah. We all have running side work that we're not just dealing with you. When we come to you, you're like, oh, you want this way? Great. I'll be right back. Then you run to the back and you're like, fuck, I need more chips. And you're refilling everything, getting more ranch.
You're not coming
to
a restaurant. The fucking
Dr. Pepper just went out. Go change it.
You're not coming to a restaurant for food. You're coming to a restaurant for an experience, and that's what you're paying for.
Exactly.
But so many people think they're going to a restaurant for food, but restaurants are for an experience. If you want food, go to a drive-in.
Or stay home
and cook.
Honestly, the real experience is in the back of house where you watch all of us run around with our heads cut off trying to make sure that your experience is everything that it needs to be.
And
Those
that is
That
definitely
the
another
whole
episode
time.
topic. We
those
will
restaurants.
definitely do that
We're
one
we're
day. But
we're we're giving you a stress tax. You know that
yeah,
little percentage, that 20% fee?
no,
Stress
this is
tax.
the part where the
That's
customer
the
has the
stress
right.
tax.
This is the part where the customer has the right to say, that's not my problem. It isn't their problem, all the side work and all the craziness going on in the back. But that's why there's a tipping structure, because the server is doing so
Yeah.
much more than just serving on you. And then there's, like I said, there's many components in the restaurant involved in your service, in your experience. Like Jay said, not just you sitting down at a taqueria having a few tacos and you get your own napkins and you get up and get your own salsa, refill your own drink. That's different. No. If somebody is asking what you need from the time you walk in to the time you walk out, and they're saying thank you together, it's not because you're so beautiful and we loved you and we just wanted to pay attention to you the whole time. No, it was a fucking job.
You came in here for an experience. That's what we're giving you.
Exactly.
Speak
So,
for
and then,
yourself.
and some people, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I said speak for yourself. I That's how I make my money. I come in, I have my lipstick, my earrings, my face done,
Or
and that's
correct.
how I
That's
make
what
my money.
Yeah.
exactly. We give them an
They are there
experience.
for me. It's for no one else, not even the food half the time. They're just
Yeah.
old, creepy men
Oh, well, she's got
who have
regulars.
no
That's
one else
different.
to give their money to, and they come to see me flaunt around the bar and be Amy around the bar. This is a very
You can really rely on the depravity of man.
Yes, I can, and women too.
I
The
believe
Village
so.
Lesbians love me.
Gay men aren't that lucky.
Yeah, no, the Village Lesbians love me.
Of course
They
they would. What's
Yeah,
not to love?
I'm this cute, small, petite little thing that doesn't give a shit about nothing.
See,
Oh,
I bet they use words like
hey
Sprite.
honey, how are you doing? Hi babe. Oh, it's all good, hun. Like, you know what I mean?
my money makers are different. My money makers are
There's your
families.
ass.
That's one. That's one of them. No, no.
She's decommissioned at the moment.
Families, like groups of families. They love me.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Old men golfers and old men are my target audience in the Village, and the lesbians. That's it. And Jules died again. And we're going to take a break. Thank you for tuning in to Just the Tip, Where's the Rest of It podcast. I'm Amy, your co host, and Julian sucks for not charging his computer. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.